Inferno, map 2 between Renegades and Order. And a must-win for Order if they want to stay alive in this upper bracket final, being that they are now down 0-1.
Well, Order's going to be starting off on that CT side, as they did have the choice of side. So we'll see how they do go. Renegades just scouting out second mid. Bit of a fight between the two players at Windows and Bridge. A couple of players in towards Banana.
Oi!
Yeah.
That's a good one. Are you just trying to warm those vocal cords up again, Mac?
We've already derailed, and it's literally 30 seconds into the game. Come on, boys. We can do better than this. We can do much better than this.
We will be better. Mac. Well, Renegades be better. They got to try and turn around a 4-on-5. They got the utility to do it. The one smoke, they could chuck that down towards CT or Coffins. Couple of flashes over the top, but it's a hit and potty setup in the back of the B bomb site.
Oh, okay. So smoke on the front side. Looks like Renegades may just try to take some CT control, and that's going to be attempted. Ricky tries to stop it through the smoke. Gyra realizes this. Bink down to 3 HP. Over the top, Dexter can't land the final blow as Hats just flies his way through. That's going to be the B site found, and just a man advantage. But there's been so much time for the rotate to come through. Ustillo brings it back to 2-on-2 and denies the bomb plant just in time with the spam. Hats now. He needs to try to clutch this with 30 seconds, but all of this has bought so much extra time for Ali to come in. And speaking of timing, he swings in. Hats' head has been taken off. As Order, they take the pistol, and now they've got a lead, 1-0.
Poor Dexter, he was just so thick, double C, that he couldn't get that bomb plant down, you know, the rear end just hanging out. And tapped off by the USP. Look at this.
He got that wagon, though.
Oh, he's just, yeah. Wide load coming through, you know. Unfortunate for Renegades. Although I would have said it would have been unfortunate for Order had they lost that as well after such a nice start from Gyra. So, look, nice to see Order get off to a pistol.
Now the force buy in from Renegades. Let's see if they can make what seems to be a quick one towards A, maybe a carpets pop work. Very quick banana control from Order. You can see Valiant has full info that no one has set foot in that part of the map. Renegades starting to walk into carpets. Are ready to potentially explode through Dig and Carpet's side.
Util comes through. Ali ready to drop the molly, but opts for the MP9 on the peak instead. Molly to make sure the wrap doesn't come through, but it's the dig push that does. And Gyra fighting here, runs out of bullets with that Famous,
wow. But
Ustillo's there to save him. And it's a solid hold. The meat grinder has been grinded. And Order come out with a second.
I think it's the meat in the grinder that gets grinded, Mac, not the meat grinder.
Well, you know.
Sometimes
the grinder does get grinded for the meat to pass through and also be grinded. Ground, rather. What do you got to say to that, huh?
Whatever.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes you just got to get on the grind, man.
Don't even remind me. Been on the grind for too long, Pilski.
Yeah, it's going alright though. You know,
yeah.
Sometimes you have 3 meals a day.
That's right.
And looks like Renegades might just be running into said meat grinder one more time. Sicko at least makes it costly for Ali. The round's still live. 1-man advantage for Order at the present moment. Bomb is still down in the smoke. Gyra just trying to hold here. 2-man push tries to come through, but Dexter, knife out, is going to be mopped up. Jumping around the corner. Sicko can't get anything done, and it's Malta last alive in a 1v4. Trying to just tap heads, tap away. Damage for free, but he is not going to win that spam battle. Val does, and gets another $600 in the bank to boot. Order with a clean start to Inferno.
It's a beautiful start, Mac. They've got a lot of money. They've got a lot of utility. They can do everything that they need to do. This is exactly where you want to be on that CT side. Full util belts, couple of kits. You got the AWP on alley. It's beautiful. But can they win rounds? This is where the buy comes in for Renegades. Seems like they're just going to run a default to start things off. Flashes over the top of Banana to enable ins. Support him in taking that control. Great nades to start things off, and it's going to be finished off by Valiant, but they go through the smoke.
Ooh.
An inadvisable move considering that the flash coverage wasn't good enough to actually push Valiants off that line, and they lose 2 players very early on.
Big shot, Ali. Playing a dangerous line, but he wins the engagement, and now it's all up to Hats and Dexter to try and make this costly, or even bring this one back. Look, it's Renegades, so you never want to write them off, but Order looking like a completely different team already at the start of Inferno.
Definitely. Early days, though, Mac, and if you remember back in the Road to Rio, they did have a 12-3 first half, which they then went on to lose.
They certainly did.
So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It's a pretty crisp entry, actually, and a double crisp entry, but unfortunately they're not expecting Gyra as well. Bombs dropped in front of the smoke by the looks of things, so Hats will have to go through it. Now it's been mollied off. He had another smoke which he could have used, but he's thrown it too deep. Time's starting to run out. There's a second molly. Oh, and it just doesn't get any better for poor old Hats. Everything was just thrown at him, and then a couple of bullets in his head as well. I mean, why you have to do it to a man?
Off the back of the double entry, I got a little worried. Yep, Gyra, early rotation in just in time to clean up the scraps. And that's going to be the 4-0 start for Order now. They seem to be very poised, not getting too ahead of themselves in the player camps. Renegades just on the Deagles now. Let's see if we can spot some free haircuts, spot some Juan Deeks coming out. Oh, there's the first.
One. Ask and ye shall receive.
Ricky didn't even need a haircut. His hair's nice and short as it is.
Well, he thinks it needs a shave, man.
Down to a number 1.
2-2 split. Order with no banana control are going to take a risky move and leave Gyra there solid, but he does have the molly and smoke to try to slow down the push. Now Renegades, that's a dangerous place to play all on his lonesome, except Val comes in to try to back him up as he manages to fall back off the line. Dexter makes a bit of noise running down mid, and that triggered the rotation back as well. Gyra close range, just dangerous against the Deagles. 2-tap from Sicko, and that's exactly why you don't want to be doing that. Sicko, though, 3 HP, crosses to sight. Bomb can be planted now, as Renegades almost forced to play double from Banana.
Dexter wants to go through the smoke, does he? I think he does. Sicko dies to the grenade, but there's a double stack inside the smoke from Renegades. Surely Order's not expecting that. Dexter close now in pool. He's waiting with the M4. In's watching the other angle. They know that Order's gone into construction. Inns check CT, but there's no one there. They've got all the info here. Renegades, it should be their round. Inns, a nice kill onto Ustillo, and Dexter still, as of yet, unseen. That's an easy frag for him. They pulled something from nothing, and Renegades get their first round on Inferno.
Absolutely genius, going for the reverse boost up onto the ledge just at the right moment as well.
Yeah, seen that a couple of times, actually. I think who do we see doing that? It was one of the Asian teams.
Yeah, I think they did it at a time where the CTs were still super deep in CT, so it was a free kill. Someone was waiting for the orange jump up to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely chipped down Order's economy quite substantially. Kind of flipped the game on its head a little bit. There's pistol rounds. Now Ricky's kind of getting airstriked in towards Banana here.
Flash in, hints. Able to at least find the first onto Val. Ricky not traded.
This is how you lose Inferno against Renegades. It's when Inns just starts coming into Banana time and time again, starts finding those kills, puts pressure on your rotations. Don't mind what Order's doing here. Just stacking towards A, trying to hope that Renegades force things up bracket. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Renegades, you see Malta just being the one-man utility set. Molly onto Dig, flash onto bracket and the smoke jungle side, and in the meanwhile, Renegades just go back and execute B.
Well, that bomb plant has gone down, so Order really just going to hang out here for another 30 seconds or so. And the round will be over. Gotta love a bit of Inferno sometimes. 1 kill in the round.
Well, it's that banana control, man. Don't have any info on B, it gets 10 times harder.
Honestly,
Ricky didn't have any util either.
if it's that big of a deal, why don't you just go down to Coles and buy a few, you know? Then everyone can have one.
I hate it.
You hate bananas?
No, I hate your joke.
Well, I hate your shirt, so, I mean, I guess we're even.
Just
What's
have to
better though, Jordan?
agree to hate each other.
Bananas or pineapples?
Ooh. Look, I will say I eat a lot more bananas, but
I do too. Only because pineapples are hard to deal with, much
They
like
are.
myself.
yeah.
I just eat pineapples out of the can.
But bananas come in its own packaging, you know, and you can just
Yeah.
peel it easily. But pineapples taste better.
I mean, I guess it depends what you want. Like, pineapples are quite nice. They're quite refreshing, I reckon.
That story is already outdated.
How do you know? You've been counting.
It's just outdated. Wow. That's the second time Order have lost that first pick. This is where the pressure really starts to mount. They got to try to work out a way to turn this 4-on-5 around. They can't just keep saving when they lose a pick like that. Let's see what they got for us. See, Renegades, they're not forcing things too much, you know, still in a very defensive posture after finding that first pick.
Mm-hmm. Solid structure. Again, just waiting for Order to make that move to try to get back into the round. Brackets control looking to be taken now. Renegades with the mid round. Ali unable to connect as Dexter finds the perfect timing to push through the smoke and give Ali that free haircut, which he may or may not need. But Ustillo falls as well. And Dexter starting to fire up now. It's just going to be the A-Rap. No one here to defend Val. He's just going to be trying to blindly find something through the Archer's smoke as Ints doubles back to Banana. Looks like Renegades, they're not fully committing to that B site just yet. And that should be just enough information.
This is the feels when you lose that first pick again for the second round in a row.
What?
It's a sad face, man.
It was a happy face.
That's not a happy face. Wait, bring it back.
Go back, bring it back.
Are
Where's the unhappy face?
It's like
That's
a
its
line.
nose.
No, that's its mouth.
It's like the face, you know.
That's its nose.
Just a straight line.
It's a nose.
So what, you're saying the crack around the edge is the mouth?
It's
One
its
of
head
these.
now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like,
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but Pilly, draw the other one because
I'll
the other
allow
one's
it.
even funnier.
what's
I'll
the other
allow
one?
it.
These are the eyes, that's the nose, and this is the mouth.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's
got it
what you
wrong.
meant, right?
No, that's not what I meant.
No.
Ah,
Go
sorry.
back and draw the other one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Give me the controls. I don't know how to do it.
This
But
is
give
the-
it to me.
We're drawing faces, and this is the first time Jordan's shown any interest in touching Skybox. He just wants to draw faces.
I just don't want to ruin it. I don't want to screw it up. I've seen Pilsky struggle with it, and I know I can't do any better, so...
Try, Jordan, okay?
Yeah, I
Try.
see. Better to try and fail than to not try at all, but I will take that latter option every day of the week.
Well, that last face was Dexter's face. He's very happy with those entries over towards 8. Big smile on his dial.
All right, you want to give it a go, Jordan?
All right.
Hold on. Let's find another one of the mailboxes. Where are they all? There's one around here somewhere. I'll just go back to second bit. Okay.
All right.
What face were you talking about?
How do I draw?
You just press mouse 1.
I just press mouse 1 right
yeah,
now.
what face?
So this was the face. But this bit here is the smile.
What is that? What?
Looks like a
What are you
sailboat.
talking about?
Okay, Jordan.
let me-
okay,
let me-
Jordan has lost his privilege
We're
to
into
use
the game, Jordan.
Skybox.
Now we don't miss the action for your terrible
Oh,
drawing
come
skills,
on!
Okay?
You've missed. You had one opportunity and you've ruined it.
What
That's all I'm
was
saying.
that?
That was the face.
That's
Mac,
a good question.
what
No,
was
I don't know. I was looking.
Mac was the one that came up with the idea.
You ruined it.
You've thrown me under the bus.
Mm.
You dog. You dog. Just go eat a pineapple. Get out of here. We don't want you anymore.
He's a bit of a prick, isn't he?
Pineapples for lunch? Sounds like a good time. A little bit of fruit salad. Anyway,
Yummy, yummy.
Jara again conceding first blood.
Yeah, how many seconds in as well? Like,
I'm just
What
saying,
was that?
my drawing would have been better if the mouse sensitivity wasn't so high.
I think he was flashed into second to try to get a pick, but Renegades just weren't blind.
I know, but like 1 minute 30, he's died. Like the last couple of rounds, Order's just playing 4v5 every round.
Not a good way to be. Not against Renegades. Not when you're on the edge of going to the lower bracket. and facing a lower bracket running Avant. Well, Ali close on the corner. Peek off the contact. He's dealt with nicely. And Val unable to secure one onto Int. However, Ricky, he's doing the job. Okay, you're still low. Feeling it with the Deagle.
Looking for a little bit more here as well, but Malta sneaks around the corner. Now it's just Ricky to defend the B bomb site, and Renegades knows it. They're speeding the pace up. They need to. They've only got 15 seconds left here, and they've gone charging in right as the smoke blooms. Spamming through it is Malta, who will find the frag and relieve pressure. Another one to Malta. The bomb plant goes down. All of a sudden, it's a 1-on-3. And
the save's been called. Ustillo, no armor with the AK. He's happy to carry that across into round number 9. But for now, Renegades tie it up at 4 rounds apiece. But do they go for the hunt? They've got money for it. They've got money for days.
Both teams have a ton of money, actually.
Ustillo might actually end up running into them. He's gone for the big brain play, trying to go into CT. He knows they can buy into the next anyway. And Hats is not going to be caught off guard by that trick. Four in a row. Renegades straight back into the game. Sharp entry coming out from Malta there.
Nice.
Look, upon reflection, I will say my drawing wasn't exactly the way I intended it to look. So, I just beg you for a second chance.
Did you just watch it back on stream and then figure out how terrible it looked?
Yeah, I just beg you for a second chance, Pilski.
This round's not the round.
No, it's not.
We'll see. In the meanwhile, look at that airstrike coming in. Valiance has just lost 70 of his HP.
Oh, okay, see it, but Val, he's going to go in, and it only takes 2 bullets from Hats there to be finished
Again,
off.
1 minute 30 on the clock. They're playing 4v5. That's the 4th round in a row.
Rough times for Order. They do still have 2 to draw at the B bomb site, so it's defendable, but not if that's going to happen. Sicko's got himself another freebie. Ricky is hanging on for dear life. He's only got a flash to try and delay Renegades, which, let's face it, isn't going to have that much of an effect at all. Spams through the smoke. Bit of damage onto Inns, but again, Renegades are not perturbed by that at all. So might get one if he spams the smoke.
Oh, he's just shot a little bit too high, expecting Sicko to try to go to oranges there, and it looks like we are going to see the late boost come through, but there's a lot of eyes on this direction. Smoke about the bay. Dexter binks, but it's not quite enough, and just down to 11 HP he goes. Renegades still with 5 alive. They deal with Ustillo nicely as Malta's coming on the flank. CT's fully cleared out, and Ali just wants to try to save the AWP across into round number 10. But again, Renegades just doing such good work.
This reminds me of the... Was it against Order or Avant? I think it was against Order where Renegades played them on Dust 2 in DreamHack. And they basically just won doing this exact same thing on the T side of Dust 2 where there was just like... They would hold angles and they would find a pick.
It was a boring game.
It was a boring game.
Yeah,
this is another boring game. They're just textbook CS right now. They find that pick very early on in the round, then they deny aggression, then they just go for a, you know, decent execute towards the late round and trade out. You know, it's nothing spectacular, but it's a very, very effective. Now the half buy around the AWP.
It's one of those styles where you see a lot of teams really try to do it early on when they do create new teams, just some slow structured CS. But a lot of the time it doesn't work with these inexperienced teams. However, on Renegades, you have 5 of the sharpest, best players in the country, all filling the perfect roles and playing it perfectly. So, this style of Counter-Strike is perfect for the situation. Order, running out of answers.
What? That nade's done 80 damage. That's literally landed right on top of Ustillo's head. It's blown all of his hair off.
He had beautiful hair before. Terrible.
I actually don't remember Ustillo with hair.
That's the joke. Congratulations.
But,
Got
you know,
the joke.
I mean, we've been around for a while. I would like to remember.
Oh, just barely spots Gyra on the edge. They know exactly where Ricky's trying to utilize the AWP, and looks like it was the wallbang coming just through the half wall. Ints Barely surviving. Sicko. Post on the line. Swinging on the contact, and it's the full collapse. Now, Ricky, there's nothing he can do.
Oh, they gave him a Viking funeral as well.
Oh, see you later.
What do you call that? You get set on fire and a hail of bullets. It's like a modern Viking funeral. Well, attack pause for Order. It's been 6 in a row from Renegades in a very similar fashion every time. Initial pick into mid to late round execute, deflect aggression. It's been very good for them. They're a far cry from where Order started this half at. Similar to Nuke, really, where, you know, they got that pistol, they got off to a good start. You're looking at Order's CT side economy, and you're thinking, wow, they can get 2 or 3 buys here in a row, even if they lose. And then Renegades just wins, you know, 3 gun rounds back to back and just starts putting them away. What do you even say about that? Jordan is currently going through the entirety of every photo ever taken of Ustillo at an event to see if he can find one where Ustillo has hair.
Yeah, I remember because he had hair in Immunity. Look, I was looking back at this picture the other day when I was doing Ricky's interview.
Okay, he did. You're right.
Yeah. See, I did remember.
You want to post that on Twitter?
No. I think that's taking it a bit too far.
Why are you looking at minions, Jordan? There's a very important round
What?
on.
What's minions? Where?
Really, really weird time to be doing that. Anyway, looks like we've got a nice little one-way thrown by Ricky. Preemptive of a hit, but little does he know, Renegades, they are just going to be playing it slow yet again, and his smoke will probably fade before the hit comes in. Good timing on the retake, Molly. Actually slows the hit down for at least another 10 seconds.
Yeah, no banana control here for Order. They're kind of just stacked on this B site passively. Not much utility left to play off of, although Alex has still got a flash and a molly. Jara's still got a flash and a molly. So with 30 seconds on the clock, they've got some great utility and a great setup to be able to deal with a play towards the big bomb site. This might be where Order finally gets that round they've been looking for.
Oh, well, you say that, but Renegades do tend to find a way. Still, they'll have to do something pretty special to get through this one. The Molotov's at their feet. There is a good entry from Inns, but Valiant's, oh, he remained untouched for so long. He was the linchpin for Order, but unfortunately hasn't gotten enough done. Bomb plant's going down. Sicko through the smoke.
How?
And that's a good question, Pilsy. That is a great question because that was on a platter for Order.
They had 2 mollies, they had counter flashes, they had 3 boots on the site, and they only got 1 pick. With 30 seconds on the clock.
High pressure. And Renegades just clinical take. Even with the last couple of seconds in the round, they're just hitting everything.
I'm just going to call it what it is. Like, that's just misplay from Order. They're just missing the shots. They, like, Valiant's, every day of the week, you'd back him to clean that one up. Every day of the week. Uncharacteristic to see him miss those shots. Could be pressure. But I'm quite surprised by that, you know. That definitely should have been an Order round. And I think Renegades, yeah, look, they did a lot of things right coming into that site towards the late round, but end of the day, they shouldn't have been allowed to get that one.
But they did.
I think it's just the Renegades factor, man. It's just the playing against Renegades factor.
Free real estate.
I'd love some free real estate.
Wouldn't we all?
No real estate is free in Sydney. You want a shoebox? I'd like $1 million, please.
Only if they're Puma.
Bam. Double nade stack right on top of Valiance's head. Renegades have been quite good with their grenades so far in Inferno. A bit of utility damage coming across.
All flash through. Ricky, he's gone on the aggressive. And he's managed to thread the needle behind the T's, but Malta realizes it. Thought he'd heard something. He would be correct in that. It's up to Ali solo to hold the A site. Renegades realize the positions of the other 2, and no, that they're going to be over towards B. So let's see what Ali can do. Rough position to play from if the wrap does come around, and that's exactly where Renegades are going. Just death balling, sticking together, able to trade and take these long-range fights. Now, Ali, just with the P2K, is going to be spotted going to mini pit, and look, it's a nice angle to try and fight from, but unfortunately, the caliber of the P2K is just not enough. Dexter takes his head right off, and you know, it's pretty much Ince just looking to pad his stats, deny his rotations, although Ustillo has something to say about that with the M4. Doubling back to Banana. The collapse about to come through. Renegades, they've got money for days. There's no reason not to go for the hunt at this point of the game. Push comes in, Hats, gun at the ready. And Renegades are just looking way too sharp right now. 8 in a row on the T side. Order. Very solid out of the gates. Some great structure. But then just losing that first pick for so many rounds in a row has really just shifted the momentum.
Initial fight comes in towards Banana side. A lot of HE nades invested there by Order. Don't really connect. Only take 10 HP off Sicko after a triple nade. Now the double AWP in from Order. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Clotheslined by Dexter as he swings on an awkward angle.
Oh.
Nice. Spam through the wall. Puts them back into a 4-on-4, but I mean, if you're looking at Order, they don't have that Banana control. They don't have a whole lot of info right now. Push through apps. Oh, I thought that was going to work out for you, Stillo, but Dexter's just a bit too switched on.
Eyes in the back of his head. That's what you need heading into spring. Watch out for those magpies.
And Dexter's just gone full aggressive now, so change up in the pace. He's looking to create a bit of chaos over towards the A site. Jara deals with Malta, and now Dexter. He realizes he's free to drop into the pit off that one. Edges forward. Might be able to just barely spot Val, who's still hidden under quad there.
Yeah, Valiance makes a mistake. He certainly will. Maybe even Jira to fall here. That's info for Dexter and a kill as well. Wasn't quite prepared for Valiance anyway, but still 2v2. He's kind of opened things up. Valiance is really isolated on this A bomb site now.
20 seconds. I don't think there is time to really make the audible call to go back to B and deal with Ricky. But Ricky's still very far away. 15 seconds. Oh, Valley's pulled out the volley at the perfect time for Renegades.
A Viking funeral. And I think that's probably going to make for an interesting discussion in the TeamSpeak.
That one's hard to watch. He was in a solid position to pull it out, though.
Yeah,
you know, up at Nifty, could have hit him behind the pillar, but just at the wrong moment.
It's a problem with kids these days in 2020, you know. All they want to do is get lit.
Look, that was probably one of your better ones. I'll give you that. What do you reckon?
Right?
Great.
Rate 8 out of 8, mate. Don't be late. Let's go on a date.
In what state?
Settle down, mate.
Just that's a question. Pretty settled.
I would say not Victoria, but it seems like things are improving over there, so that's good.
Still waiting to see what their fate is. Well, new round. Let's see what space Renegades can create.
See if they could...
Jordan, you look like you're full of hate.
Why is this my fate? Like, seriously.
Max just seeing what rhymes he can demonstrate. What's that?
Honestly, I really don't appreciate.
Well, how about I do some moves and you guys just annotate?
Another half buy around the AWP.
That didn't rhyme.
Thought we were done with that. Thought we were moving on.
What do you mean, mate?
Nicely done. Single scope holding the line, and that's follow-up from Ricky.
Okay, all right. Ricky,
Very winnable round now.
I think Ricky's just had enough at this point.
Well, they know the AWP's over toward B, but they're still going to hit the site. Smokes do go down. And Ricky changes up his position. Oh, even through the smoke tags, Dexter. He's not missing, is he? Yes, but in the end, the bomb is still going to go down, so Renegades will have that benefit.
Got a fair bit of util as well. Couple of smokes, some mollies, some flashes.
Guns won't be retrievable either for Order, who are predominantly making their way in through CT side. Maybe Ustilo can grab one if he can somehow deal with Malta, but Hat's a deep smoke, and he can hide behind that. Dexter as well on the site. And time's really running out here for Order. It's been a good start courtesy of Ricky, but the shots need to be hit now, and so far they are, but Malta and Dexter get themselves a few kills onto the defuse. It's actually not going to be anyone, so the round's going to be won. Malta's thinking, where is Ricky? He's escaped towards CT. Ricky completes the 3K, but it won't be around. Renegades get themselves a 10th.
Ten in a row. What do you even say about that? Back.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who's that random guy on the microphone? Where's Mac? Get Mac back.
Yo.
Why'd you give your mic to that dude?
It looked like he had a sick voice. Just wanted to see what he had.
Down mid. It's going pretty good for Order.
It's going very good for Order. It's just Sicko left. He hasn't hit a shot yet.
Maybe aggression was the answer. Just all of the team at the same time rather than just Gyra going solo for half the half. However, oh, Sicko, leg onto Ali. He's looking to go left, right. Try to say good night. But if Order can
how
find
is
a
he
fifth
alive?
here. Oh, yeah, that's pretty crazy, actually. 2 HP. Lots of bullets coming in this direction. No. Okay, Sicko. Looking to drag out the round, give himself a fighting chance. He has control of the bomb. Eyes on the prize. Ali. He peeks out at the perfect moment. Oh, nice shot from Sicko.
He was
Decides
gonna
not
jump
to
and he
jump off. Would have accidentally killed himself, so decided against it. Slows things down. Molly just buys some extra time. Order. They know they still have the round locked down for now. If they just hold this crossfire, Gyra and Val, there is no way that he gets through this situation, but it's Ricky to find it, and that's the half.
Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here.
10-5 is the scoreline, not quite as good as what Renegades were able to achieve in their first half of Nuke, but more than enough to convince the betters. They're down now to 1.01 odds, and so, yeah, it's looking likely that Renegades will probably finish this series off and once again mark themselves into that grand finals with a map advantage.
1.01?
Yep.
They're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance. Not a very big one.
Push down mid from both teams, just a complete brawl. It seems like Order, courtesy of Alistair, have come out ahead of that one. To the 3-on-2 now.
Oh, Malta sneaks in behind enemy lines, and that's going to be the bomb trailing at the back. And full control of sight now. Ali just has to try to win this in the 1-on-2. Bullet on the Malta could secure it, but Malta realizes the situation, so he just doubles back to Archers. Tries to find the timing again. He's been doing this all day, and Ali, gun at the ready, gets it over the line. This time, Order, are they going to have a similar start to the first half? Can they string 4 together?
They've won, what, 3 pistols?
Yep.
This series. And so far only taken 12 rounds. Rough state of affairs.
It's fourth buy from Renegades as well, though.
They might not have won that pistol on that I'm thinking of.
I think Renegades won both pistols on Nuke.
Yeah, I think Automata won that fourth buy actually.
That's right. Yeah, they won.
Second round buy.
One with the Eagles.
Yeah, not the pistol. Gyro just throwing some utility over towards B. While Order creeps up carpet side, wants to try to go for this carpets explode. Flashbang from Gyro. Might not actually catch Hats in this close position. See where he throws it.
No, it certainly won't. Let's see if Hats can catch the tees, though. Jumping around Ali, just a little bit too slippery this time. Sicko with a body shot, unable to finish, and that's going to be Sight fully controlled by Order. Now, do Renegades want to bother going for this? No. Look at that. The save's been called. They want their best chance in the next 3 pistols, 1 scout, and plenty of util for Dexter to use.
Give it another crack next round.
Yep. Great protocols. Renegades realise that this is the highest percentage play for the next round to keep the economy in order.
There's a chicken. There's a chicken, Mac. Look. It's gone.
Did you sleep all right last night, Jordan?
I did, thank you.
You did?
Yeah.
What percentage? How good was your sleep?
78%.
A 78% sleep. Look at you go. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, my bar graph has gone back up
Substantially.
substantially. It was down to about 60% during ESL Pro League and AEU, and it's actually back up above 75% now.
Well, it went down to 6% one day.
That's right.
That was an interesting
6%.
situation. Oh, flashed a second. They're aware that Renegades could push mid, but Flash has been dodged. Val tries to
that
trade
damage.
smoke, slows them in for a moment, but Dexter over the top. He's going to continue to commit now. Awkward situation for Order to be, and they realise Ali's position, and they've read him like a book, bowling straight onto him. 16 HP, it's 1 bullet from Dexter that's necessary. A catastrophe in round 18 for Order.
That's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it?
Well, at least they have money, so they can buy again. Might be pretty limited util on some of the players, but they can buy it. Gyro actually has to forego an AK to get a bit more util.
So round 19. Order. Looking to go for a similar approach as before. This time Renegades less aggressive, but even so, Sicko. There's the body shot onto Val early. Gyra not expecting that late flash coming from the B site. Malta makes it a 2-for-1.
That's good enough for Renegades. Keep full control of Banana. We'll have to fight for that later on in the round, and to do so, they'd have to use a lot of their util, which is running pretty low already. So they might just opt to go toward A. Some of the smokes are being thrown into that area of the map. response is. A couple of grenades from Renegades. And one does finally land at the feet of Ustillo. Again, the HE nade usage continues to be sublime from Renegades. Love to see the utility damage numbers, to be honest. Yeah, I reckon they'd be quite high.
Order, all three. Looking to death ball this way straight up Diggity. And it's dangerous. Jump might have actually been heard by Malta if everything was silent. Solid crossfire still set. Hat, he's going to flash dig, which is the perfect place to get the info. Headshot onto Val, and it gets even more harder now. Crossfire works out. It's 2 for Hat. And the bomb plant won't be denied this time, so it's extra money in the bank. As Order now have to rely on Ustillo to try and clutch in the 1-on-3.
Not an easy one for him, but Renegades might give him the chance, or maybe not. Too good today. 12-7's the scoreline now. Big old defuse for Sicko. Get those MVP stars. Money's starting to deplete for Order as well, so they'll be in 2 minds for this one.
Half buy-in here from Order. See if they can inflict some damage or try to steal themselves a round win here. Quick one, straight up second mid. Gyro's the one with the utility set towards T stairs. He'll probably want to be throwing that smoke on towards Moto's side or maybe Dick's side. Order starting to jump up into carpets silently now. Side smoke, so they're going to wrap jungle. Oh no, going straight through their dig smoke.
Oh, and Val might have actually found the timing, however, Hats is fully aware and at the ready, and he's even saved by Dexter. So, crossfire just way too solid on the A site at the moment. Ali and Gyro, they're going to be chipped down by the nade.
Yep.
And again, the crossfire is still here. There's no utility to break it up, so Order decided to double back and maybe try their hand somewhere else, or at least hope for a change in timing. But Renegades, their structure, their patience, it's just too good at the moment. Order, I don't see them getting through this round.
It's kind of just a case of Order kind of running into a brick wall, it feels like. You know, they continue to try and try and try, but they can never get through. Nice timing from Malta. We'll win the duel against Gyra, and Alistair is left alone at T-stairs.
Saw an interesting thing from Inns the other round. It's pretty unlikely Alistair's going to be able to get this one if you want to see the action.
I can't believe
It'll
you
be
don't believe
bottom
me,
left of your screen, okay?
All right.
So, look, there's this smoke up here, right? And I know it's quite hard to see, but there's actually a smoke on the ground down here, and Inns is solo at Banana. As Alistair does go down there in the bottom left.
We missed
And
it!
Inns pushes down. He's got this one smoke in his kit right here, right?
Yep.
He pushes down, intentionally sees it, and he's going to smoke and pick up another smoke. And he's only solo here, and he keeps just refreshing this smoke for the whole round in towards the mid to late round.
Love that.
This man is just, he's so good at Banana. Just going and scavenging the smokes off the T side. Having a little look on the ground.
Banana a day keeps the doctor away, that's the saying.
Getting that max value. That's just disgusting.
He's got Mac value.
I once played Sponge in a ESCA pug,
Uh-huh.
and there was a bunch of smokes on site on Cobble, and he dropped 5 to plant the bomb. And my teammate, we were all dead. It was a one-on-one. He, yeah, couldn't win, couldn't see anything because there was smoke everywhere.
Seems reasonable.
Recycling smoke's very important. Anyway.
Recycling also very important.
Okay. There's an entry for Order. As Dexter trades it through, so no bracket control just yet. Dexter feeling it, will drop that molly into Boiler. Line on Hats to deal with any Apps aggression. Oh, I think Ustillo might have actually just been barely spotted, but he hits it one better. And that's going to be the two-man advantage now for Order. So a chance in round 21.
Yeah, not something that they've had for quite a lot of rounds here on Inferno, so they need to make sure they get this one over the line. 4-on-2. Hats is going to creep forward, maybe look for a bit of info here into mid or Boiler. And Ince is still hanging onto a smoke as well. So there are ways that this can kind of go wrong for Order. Inns drops the smoke on B, forces the rotate over to A. Maybe it's a 2-on-2 as the bomb enters the A bomb site. Inns is maybe going to call for a rotate though. Hats is walking his way through mid, and Order get the timing perfect up through apartments. That's going to be big for them, but 2 frags do go the way of Renegades. They know there's nothing happening at B now, or at least they're suspecting. Inns pushing down Banana is going to 100% confirm those suspicions. Bomb plant does go down on A, but all of a sudden a 4v2. It's now a 2v2. It starts to look winnable for Renegades. They've got a lot of util for Hats, Incendiary, and a nade.
These plant positions are just so good from Order, though.
Yeah.
Graveyard and
Post-plants.
Library, and there's no smoke to throw on the bomb here for Renegades.
Renegades just edging forward. They're waiting so long, though, trying to filter out all the common positions, but that's not where Order is sitting. It's Grave and Library they need to worry about. Eyes on the prize. It's may spot the Grave player, but it's going to be Val to win the engagement. Hats taps it. He's going to be forced off. He's got no time remaining. Order playing it to a T in the end. It ended up being very costly thanks to Renegades. Hats will fall to the bomb. You still last alive in the round, but Order, that's a salvaged situation, and now they might be able to get back into the game from here. Problem is, Renegades, that economy has been stable, so they'll be able to buy again.
Well, back to square one, I guess. 1 round win for Order. They're going to need a fair few more of those. Gyro prepared for the banana control, and he'll smoke it off. Renegade starting to push a player down, actually. Inns is walking there solo. Malta has the flash in hand, and it's not going to help Inns out. Comes just half a second too late.
This is a difference maker. Dealing with Inns in a banana there. A little bit easier for you to actually win the round there. Malta's had to drop his smoke. He hasn't got any utility left. You're seeing the rotations being spread a little thinner. Renegades have to play on each site 2 apiece. Sicko's made his way over here with a bit of util. In the meanwhile, the double push into carpets for Renegades trying to get themselves back in this round.
Okay, Val. It's going to be a 1-5. Order. To regroup over towards Banana. That's actually drawn the rotation from Malta. So it's leaving Sicko solo over on the B side. He's got a Molly, Flash, and Nade to try and slow Order down. But he's going to opt for the AWP first, and spots the shoulder. There's the pick, and it's the equalizer. Molly to buy some extra time. The rotation's coming in. Renegades, they've actually edged it early. You've already got Malta coming in from CT, and Dexter halfway up Banana.
Ali still has himself a smoke, but he doesn't have time to throw it. Dexter will kill him before it goes down, and Sicko's got all the room in the world to play with now with the AWP, and that makes life easy. Renegades are up to 14. Order's money is not in a good spot. At least they get the bomb down. That'll help, but not enough.
See, looking at that round, I feel like this is kind of a bit of a difference between Order and Renegades. If you flip like the tables, right, and it's Order who sees that carpets push and gets the 1-for-1 and sees one player there, do you reckon Renegades reroutes back to B? I reckon they just go kill that guy and take A, like most of the time. It's like, I'm kind of like seeing some indecisiveness for Order. Like, it's not a bad play, right? Don't get me wrong. Just regrouping and grouping up towards B is just something that is fundamentally sound, but kind of interesting. Difference in playstyle. Fortunately, they had 2 flashes in towards the late round there, and they don't utilize them to push Sicko off the angle. Don't think they expected him to be that B rotator, maybe. We would have expected a rifler over there.
Maybe.
Just depends. Sometimes you see the AWPer play jungle side and he is that B rotator. Sometimes you see the AWPer on dig side and it's a rifler on the rotation.
Renegades, one of those teams where they're happy just to adapt to the situation, keep the opponents guessing. And again, we see one of those situations.
Love situations.
What situations do you love?
Being here with you, Matt.
Thanks. Well, slow approach at the start of the round. Renegades, they're just spamming away. taking full control of Banana Order. They've got some util to retake, but perfectly timed nades slows them for a time. It's just safely jump peeking there, gets the info, replenishes that smoke at the bottom, and continues to jump. But as he goes forward, that was an opportunity for Gyra, unfortunately not posted on the line, and it's going to be fighting fire with fire. Ricky just continuing to pre-fire through the smoke. There, back to the 4-on-4 we go. Molly to deny the wrap onto Sicko through Archers. Him and Dexter look like they are going to go for a bit of regression over towards Bracket. Now it's the dry push. Dexter to one fight as Sicko cannot trade it. Now, here's an advantage for Order. They still need to deal with Hats on side, who's dropped himself a smoke over towards Pit. He's faked it. This is going to draw so much attention, and Hats, he can deny the cross, except the flash. It's good, but Ricky hasn't cleared his angle. He's just waiting, and Hats is as well. There's some trigger discipline. Ali with the trade. And it's up to Malta to clutch in the 1-on-2.
That's just a comedy of, I guess it's not errors really, it's like situations in that round if we want to go back to that word. Just everything sort of flying in the face of Renegades and Order. Now Malta has to clutch 1-on-2, has seen Alistair, not aware of Ustilo on the bomb site, but looks like he'll check. Doesn't check it properly though, and will cop a bullet in the back of his head. What was that round?
Yeah, it was a round.
Everything just happening. Everything happened in that round.
I think when situations happen, you know.
Yeah. It's like Sicko gets the info, there's a guy playing on the close wall, so he starts to peek to the left, then a player swings in from the right. Okay, then he dies. Then Hats, he puts the smoke down, baits out the Order push into Pit, which that works, but then he gets fully flashed, so he doesn't get as much value out of it as he might like. Alistair hits a great shot as they come into the A bomb side again. I mean, it's just, everything's happening. It's all over the place. Order's not letting go of Inferno. I like that at least, right? They haven't just fallen over and died. They're making Renegades work for this one. It's a 10-5 first half, and the difference is still 5, so if Renegades keep up this pace, they will inevitably get the win. I mean, at the moment, it still seems like a case of when, not if. But Order puts another couple of rounds on the board, and then the storyline starts to change a little bit.
When I know that Malta's playing close oranges as well. Gyro deals with that peak coming through. Nice timing shot after the smoke balloon. Flash to Bracket. Order look to take, and the two Renegades players on A have gone full turtle. Sicko and Hats. We do see the double setup over towards CT. It's boosted on the ledge with Dexter to try and draw some attention. We'll go forward to try and show face at the right moment. Molly's going everywhere, just flushing out the site, but Gyra, he's actually going to fall to the P250. I don't know if Ince was fully spotted, though. He drops and manages to salvage an AK from the ordeal.
Should have probably heard that. I mean, they've definitely heard the spam through.
Meanwhile, Ustilo, he's killed both the players over towards A. Thinks he's in behind Ince, but Ince has perfectly timed himself back towards the A site. Ustilo, none the wiser.
Order's doing a pretty good job so far on their T side.
Grinding the game back. That's what I thought was going to happen a little bit more on Nuke. Once they got control of their economy on the CT side, I thought that they were going to get quite a few more rounds. But then we had some of those very weird rounds where, like, Renegades is in the 3-on-4 and one of their players just sort of weasels their way into the perfect position and just dismantles everything that you thought was happening. That happened just 2 gun rounds in a row, and then Renegades just won. But this time, Order on the T side, being masters of their own destiny a bit more, are doing a good job. On to round 25. Renegades again will put a buy together with plenty of utility.
Sicko on the slide off angle might actually get something done at mid. Flashed off though, doesn't go for the re-aggression, not instantly. Renegades give up a lot of control early. Dexter, however, look at this off angle. He's not only Up on the balcony, he's just crouching, waiting. A very odd off angle, which Order certainly won't expect. Smoke to boiler. Won't have to deal with that after Brackets is lost. Just to regress instead. Oh, shoulder spotted and missed by Ali.
Meanwhile, Order's creeping up jungle side. It's going to walk straight through the smoke here, wait for it to fade favorably as they are closer to it.
Sicko connects. Gyra trying to get those entries, but this turtle is just too strong.
Oh.
Ustillo finds one head in the end, but it's up to Ricky coming late through dig, and a crossfire already established. Bomb control is there. All the troops from Renegades rotating in.
Yeah, Ricky not really going to be able to salvage this round, I'd say. He knows that Dex is on the bomb site. He hears him running around. Very, very patient from Ricky, but in reality, it's just too unreasonable of a crossfire to deal with. He's helped himself out though with the smoke, but Malta comes from behind. That'll be easy said and done for Renegades. Up to 15 now, and just one round away from securing their place in another grand final here in Oceania.
With a one map advantage
With
again,
a one map advantage, yep.
just to make it a little bit easier.
Order. They drop this round here. They're going to be going into the perilous lower bracket up against Avant, and we've seen how that goes in the past. No guarantees they're going to be able to win that one. See if they can start to turn their fortunes around. It's been a rough series, but they have been very resilient. They've been trying to grind things back. Here's the execute towards 8, or at least just the smoke on dig, and they're just sending Ricky straight up jungle side.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out too kindly for them, although Dexter will get traded back through the smoke,
Nice.
and Hats gets his head ripped off by Valiance. Double AWP for the retake here for Renegades isn't going to be too kind, and already you start to see Ints backing away toward B. The rest of Renegades will follow, so map is not done just yet.
Renegades happy to prioritize the double AWP setup into the next. 3 alive at the end will constitute yet another great bite. Give themselves a very good fighting chance to close it out before Order close the round gap again. It seems like they've had a 5-round gap for so long.
Well,
Edged
they have,
over to 4 now.
since the start of the half.
Just round for round. Punch for punch, blow for blow.
Tit for tat.
Mitch has nothing.
Which hasn't got one.
No.
As usual.
I was sorry, like absorbed in Skybox.
You was sorry?
I am
Or you
sorry.
are sorry?
Yeah, you're not sorry anymore. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what we thought.
Look,
That's what
I
we
just
thought.
want to.
He doesn't care.
I just want to point something out, right?
All
This
right.
is how insane like Renegades is sometimes.
Pointing to Rude.
This was a while ago. This is 10-14. But I just want to look at this situation, right? You got 3 players on the A side. You've got 2 guys in jungle. You've got a guy in carpets, 2 guys coming up mid. The CT is completely surrounded. You pause, freeze frame this. This is the kind of thing I think all the time. It's like freeze frame this. T's probably got this every day of the week. And it just ends up being 1 for 5 trade. Renegades die. 1 player dies. Sicko dies, and they win the round when they're completely surrounded. Just in about 3 or 4 seconds, they got all the right angles covered. Couple of good grenades. Just boggles my mind, man.
Well, if we're going to follow the same trajectory we have throughout the majority of this half, this should be a Renegades win. They'll win 16-11 and keep that 5-round advantage forevermore. Quick play up in Banana, though, from Order, and that seems to have worked out okay. They've overwhelmed Malta. Inns wasn't quite prepared on the line for the trade. AWP in hand, and he can't get anything done. Bit of damage onto Ricky. The grenade that he did throw in earlier has done a lot. The Renegades are going to have to work hard to salvage this one, and without Hats, that swings the numbers a little bit too unfavorably, in my mind, to actually make this one happen.
Yeah, they're just hunting for Gyra here, try and make it costly at all. But still with 2 weapons saved. Yes, there's a chance that Renegades could force around it, but I dare say, starting to work up that round loss bonus to close out the last round, you sort of just want to save, you want to have all the utility you can possibly get. But who knows? Renegades, pretty proficient. The lackluster weaponry, so could just opt for a couple of SMGs, maybe pistols and util instead. There's that pick coming through for Dexter, who upgrades to the AK now. Are we happy with that? At order 4 alive at the moment. Looks like they're still investing Val to try and find the final kill, but it won't happen. No time left. Hello. Hello. How you doing, Crossy?
3 more on the trot needed. This one will be a little easier, as you do have the full save from some of the USPing players, but there is still the AWP and the AK with the full util to deal with.
Getting Malta. Tickled by that HE. Oh, okay.
Because just tanked 80 HP from the molly. Not ideal.
Had to get back, or he was isolated at dig for that bus to come through mid. So Order, fully aware of that situation. Sicko sent back.
That's an AK that's retrievable for Malta.
Does it start to crumble? That's the question. Sicko wants to re-aggress behind the molly, but worried about sight. Doesn't want to leave Hats solo. Just with USP, he comes in, 20 HP. Lands a nasty one. Hats from the flank. No, it does not end like this. Surely not. Hats, he's trying to fight, but Ali deals with him. As it's just with a USP at Moto. Fully relies on Dexter and Malta to get the job done. Solid crossfire, bomb down right in the open. Val needs to cross the line of Malta to get there. Molly deals with Ince. Now back to the 2-on-2 we go. Ali peeking on the bike, not going to be able to spot Malta there at Hay and Val. He's got a flash, he doesn't know where to use it though, and that's a freebie. This might just be the end. Ali, he's going for the Tech 9 approach. Orp instead and finds the first for 66 HP.
Oh!
And gets another. Ali, he salvaged it from the last second. Oh my. That is one of those situations where you do not usually win.
Yeah, that was pretty special. Keeps Order alive. Hey, maybe there is a world where they can force this one to overtime and get a map 3. It even still feels unrealistic. They're only 2 rounds away, though. Tactical pause called for Renegades. It's not something that you see all that often. They're very rarely ever rattled. Dexter, 30 frags in the map, and it's still not over. Couple more big plays from Order, and they'll get overtime. But then even more work to do. Not going down without a fight at the very least.
Still a very costly one.
Some of the util is going to be limited here for Renegades. That's the issue. Malta has to go down to a FAMAS. Only the 1 kit. Inns is down to a FAMAS as well. Sicko's got no armor. It's definitely not the most ideal buy, and if they lose here, that will be like a 3k sort of amount of money into that match point round. So Order, this is a big opportunity for them.
Sicko tried to go for the aggressive peak early to turn the tides, but misses it, and they realise that the AWP is going to be on the A site for now. Trading Dexter, but he's gone down as well, and that's almost the A site found.
I think it is the A site found, Max. Sicko's come across. He's going to hold the angle from Library, but surely gets smoked off and will. So again, Renegades, they just have to go back and save. They've got no money. This is starting to look pretty dire.
This is their best bet going into the next. You've got plenty of util already on the 2 B site players. They can drop across.
This is kind of what Order have been doing for quite a while now, the last couple of rounds. Whether it's up Banana or whether it's up Bracket, they kind of just death ball up, and then a couple of flashes or maybe a key piece of utility or 2, like a smoke on jungle side, and they just send it and trade out, and it's being pretty effective. I think Order, you know, intentionally, they're trying to go for this approach where they're getting in Renegade's face a little bit. They're actually sending bodies at them. Because when we start to get into that mid-round nuance, you know, the nonsense, that Renegades gets away with, it can be a little bit too much to handle sometimes.
Well, Auto realise that they've got money to buy in the next regardless, so they're going to be sending their way in to try and deny one more weapon, but that molly comes in just a little bit too late to flush it. Renegades will retain the 3 weapons, so best possible buy for the final round of regulation. Can Renegades end it here and now, or boys, are we going to OT?
It's a hard one to answer, isn't it, Mac? I mean, I guess at the moment it really looks like we're headed towards overtime. Order have powered up in the last few rounds.
They have a much better buy than Renegades do. Renegades has to go down to all Famouses and MP9. They will have the utility and the AWP on Sicko still.
Dexter leading from the front, dropping the dirty 30. Doing big work for the Renegades.
All right, well, it's been aggression time in, time out from Order the last couple of rounds. See if they're going to stick to their guns in the all-important 30th round. Saw a lot of rounds like this from Beyond yesterday where they kind of choked it out a little bit. See if Order do have what it takes to push it into that OT. Testing Banana this time. Again, it's this death ball approach.
Awkward. Molly comes in late. That smoke's going to have to actually split up the troops. Oh, the timing doesn't quite work out. Ince, he's managed to finish off one on the Ustillo, but he's here to fight just with a Famous. No Util tries to go through, but it's Ricky going through a little bit better. Man advantage now. And no cross just yet. Dexter, he's got the MP9 to run through. And he's got no way! Alley. No, where's the cover? Ricky, he's got it back to the 2-on-2. But I thought that could have been it.
That was unreasonable, Dexter. He just aggressed straight into the bomb site. Order now have the difficult job of actually regaining control of the bomb. They don't have any smokes. They can't smoke off CT spawn. Valiant has a flash or two, but how much is that going to help? Renegades spotting the line, the AWP and a Pamas. Hats has been seen, and Valiant deals with it. Ricky also got Sicko. That's overtime. Oh my God. I didn't think we were going to get there, but here we are. It's time for us to take a short break. Overtime is coming up after this.
And let your life slide away. This is it, this is not a drill. Hold nothing back, it's shoot to kill. In this leap of faith that you're in between. something could mean everything. Time is running out. Don't give up, don't give in. Don't let me down. Be the one to wipe their grin when they hear this sound. Don't give up, don't give in before they catch the glimpse. Know you'll find the strength within. This is your last chance.
Order have done the unthinkable. They were down 10-5 at the half. They've brought it back to 15-15. Couple of big plays, one specifically from Alistair, the 2-on-1 on the A bomb site. Keeps it alive for Order, but that's all it is at the moment. It's being kept alive. It's not a map victory just yet. It's not a map 3 just yet. They still have work to do going into this overtime.
Kind of cracked the code there on their T side. Really got a lot of rounds in a row. Seemed like aggression was what started to get them back into the game. Just really deathballing it straight up Banana and straight up Bracket, not giving Renegades any respect.
Looks like they're attempting to do the same thing. It's a dangerous approach. Gyro, he was stuck in between the mollies there at Banana. Renegades may just be able to safely make their way back, which they do.
A lot of situations where you could have seen Order lose a player there. A couple of counter flashes, couple of angles, and utility, but after all said and done, I think that's successful for Order.
Yeah,
They take that Bracket's control.
And they've been pretty good at getting into the A bomb site once they've had Bracket control, or at least in recent times. There's the double swing. Dexter, though, nearly gets both. Ustilo will be able to trade eventually. Headshot through from the AK does enough. But Malta, close by in CT spawn, could cause a bit of a ruckus.
Bogdan's Law, Ustilo goes with his back to it as Ali wraps through. Nice trade, Util in hand, and just barely survives 9 HP. Has the pillar to play behind. And he needs it as well. The rest of the boys coming in from Banana, it's the full B split. They realize Ince is still over towards Con. This is dangerous, but with the CT control, they're going to try to plant it. No one covering. Ali's not on the line, and the bomb's on the ground. Man advantage now. Renegades, this should be easy from here.
I mean, that's pretty unfortunate. Ricky is going to have to try and salvage something. No, they've got the bomb. They're back out toward A.
Oh, hold on.
All right.
They're trying to race Ricky back to A. Lightning McQueen over here.
They won't beat him.
Oh, Ricky a little bit thorough with this. He's just clearing something and goes for the gamble. So, choice is correct. Bomb planted for Library as double dig push starts to come through. Ince very late. Ali knows no one's coming in from this position. So, what can Ricky do to buy the time? Ali, he's managed to retrieve that AWP as well. So, a leg on to El Sicko might be enough. Half the job already done. Ali smoked off now. Ricky, big job for him to do. Hunting some heads. He's found the first. Ali, another as he pushes his way through the smoke. One-on-one now. Ince and Ali. Who's going to take it? There's 5 seconds to get on it. Kit's there. Ince, he's jumped off. Needs to get back on if he wants the round. Spamming away. Just wants the one stray bullet. And again, he's left it a little bit too late. There's no time to defuse. But at least he'll get away with his life. No. Okay. Explosion a little bit too big.
It's a masterstroke, really, from Order, isn't it? They've somehow slipped that bomb into CT spawn and gotten it all the way to A. You think about that for Alistair. You say he's the one on the bomb side, but he's also watching Banana. That's the problem. They didn't have a smoke, so Banana was open. They knew there was players coming from Banana.
Ali was in CT.
Yeah, Ali was deep CT.
One of them was on the side.
Yeah, one of them was on site watching
Ricky was-
Coffins.
Ricky
Gyro
was-
and Ricky
it
were
was
on
Ricky.
site.
Okay, Ricky was on the side.
Look,
One of them was on the
End
side.
of the day, how I would characterize that is big misplay, but they saved it with a big play.
Yeah.
Plays for days.
Well,
as
one
it's
for
a
one.
big start to the round. Banana jumping around Ince. That's a dangerous place to be, but he's going to continue to force his hand there. Bit of support coming through from Dexter. Early rotation in this direction. Made to the corner. Dexter cops almost the full force of it as Ricky backs away.
1 for 1 should be pretty good for Order here if Renegades don't get to do some shenanigans in the mid-round.
Oh, well, Renegades have been a little bit reserved, actually, on the CT side of Inferno so far. That's above the smoke. We'll keep an eye on the push from Carpets. He'll have 3 to deal with, but Org at this range, things will be pretty nice for him. We'll see. Yuzilo down early on in the piece. Gyro to follow. Hats gets stuck on the railing, but it doesn't matter. He still doubles down, and Sicko hits a routine shot as the smoke fades.
Oh.
That's too easy for him, and Renegades get back to 16.
Look at him, just flicking around everywhere, Jordan. You love to see it.
Yeah, big fan.
Big fan. One apiece. See, he's going to take the majority into the start of OT here.
So what now? 2-3 split. No early stack from Renegades. He's actually got the AWP this time, and there's the early smoke to allow the peek, but the util doesn't come through to get any free damage on him. Auto not mollied out of position just yet. Looks like Renegades gonna hold on to some of that util, but dumping it at mid. That's big damage with the double HE.
Again, the HE utility continues to persist for Renegades, but that damage is negligible if they don't use it for something. Sicko's flashed off of his line, and Order are starting to creep up forward. Hat's in a good spot though. He won't be able to help Sicko out, although Sicko does not need help, it would appear. Ricky dives into a smoke, and all of a sudden, one player left alive. It's Alistair. He's clutched out already once or twice on this map, but this time, perhaps a little bit too much for him to deal with. Low HP, 4 players to find, rotation coming through from the B guys. And he doesn't spot Hats just yet either, so one step wrong, and he's a done man. Gives away his position as well with that scope. Hats peeks his head up, and there you go. 17 for Renegades, so they secure the advantage at the halfway point of overtime number 1.
Yeah, I think they had a lot of issues with the money in regulation. Order, they were sort of death ball approaching it a lot of the time, and it's easier to sort of make that work when your opponents, you know, were working with a bunch of Famises, maybe lacking that full util. Renegades had a bit better of a run of things on that CT side. In OT, when they have access to all the money. And now Order playing 1 from the deficit. We'll move on to their CT side. Let's see if they can make sure they don't get chucked out of this series. Just utility exchange in the early parts of the round. Not really a whole lot happening just yet. Ricky's been left solo on this B-bomb site, given a lot of responsibility as Order lean into this double AWP setup. There's the banana control for Renegades.
Yeah, but Ricky with the AWP, very, very solid on this B-bomb site during regulation time on that CT side. In fact, I think he was the standout on the CT side for Order. See if he can do it again for his squad. The smoke goes down. That'll keep Renegades at bay for the moment.
Yeah, he drops his smoke and Gyro rotates back over towards B. He has got a full kit of nades. You've also got... who's that? Really struggling to read the numbers here. Well, Renegade's going to go for the execute.
Push starting to come through. Another thrown from Valdo, and that stops Renegades from the full commit. Just hidden behind the flames for now. Smoke on the front of side as Gyra tries to edge forward, but Ince is too sharp. He's dealt with it nicely. Hats now needs to try to make his way in as it's on the back of site. Ricky, 20 seconds. He needs to buy the time, but he's hit another. Val with the double, and that's a perfect hold over on B.
Yeah, much better this time. I remember a round of regulation on CT where Order had that similar sort of rotation timing. They had 3 players on that B-bomb site. They had access to all the utility. And that time it works out a lot better. Valiant's connecting some of those shots. Ricky doing good work, like you said, Jordan, on that AWP.
Yep.
Utility making that one a little bit easier for Order to hold. Well placed and well timed Molotovs and flashes. Push down middle for Order. In OT, that's ballsy.
Danger play, but Hats has started to deal with it nicely. Ali now locked at the bottom as the banana push starts to come out. Ustilo has to fight, but the second swing comes in. Ali trades it back again, and now he's actually given up bracket control. Doesn't want to overextend and get busted on from an app push, but he's got the timing. It's perfect. Bottom of banana. Valiant starting to make his way up mid now, and Ali's got so much information. Ricky still with the double op setup, tries to clear out bracket, which he does. Smoke to allow the progression onto site. Sicko spotted in apartments. It's a matter of timing now. Malta, he's jumping up. He's trying to find the time, but Ali, another, the savior of the round. Maybe Malta 1 HP.
Well, Deagle out for Ricky, Orb out for Ricky. He's going to decide what he wants to use here. Malta also has to decide which site he wants to go to. Does he stay here on A? Does he go back to B? What's the option? If he commits to A, it's a mistake. Ricky is there and puts order on map point. It's their first map point here on Inferno and 1 round to play with. Renegades definitely letting this one slip, and order certainly powering up.
Such a chaotic round with that mid push, but it just works out in the end.
Didn't look like it was going to. I thought that was going to be the kind of play where order, they make that make or break sort of play and end up losing. But Alistair does a lot of heavy lifting. He's under a lot of pressure on that A site, but big balls to go for that push into carpets.
Looks like it's a faster approach up banana. Ricky's almost lands the shot. As Hats deals with him nicely. Gyro's actually pushed back down mid to get another.
Oh.
Okay, Ali with a Sharpie, and now order might be on to close it.
Having a good map, Alistair. Hitting a lot of nice shots with that all.
Yeah, definitely looked like order was down and out, but now it's actually looking like the reverse. It's looking like Renegades are the team that's really just struggling to even put rounds on the board.
3 players over here. It's the perfect rotations, plus the smoke bang through there from Gyra. Just gets harder and harder for Renegades here.
Late boost up.
4v2, Sicko and Hats have to do the dirty work. Gyra up on top of the flower pots. It's only Sicko left alive.
No.
A big spray onto Valiant, 1-on-1 against Ustilo, but he's got no idea where he's coming from. Plenty of time yet to plant that bomb, though. And he's going to play patiently, but does that pan out in the favor of Ustilo, who has worked his way across here? I mean, this is going to have to be a miracle shot from Sicko to win it. Even getting the bomb down might not be too easy, though he might have even faked Ustilo out here by waiting this long.
Oh, he has. Ustilo in his own head. Doesn't hear that planted A, and without the tick, he's going straight back to the B site.
Yeah, he's got that Molotov, and it's actually the new box post plant here for Sicko, so he might just lose this round if he gets mollied out of position.
Just looking for the info before investing util. Edging, jiggling. Needs the info. Molly to dark. It's the wrong position, and he's got with his pants down. We're going to OT number 2, boys.
No way. No way, Sicko. How's he done that?
Ridiculous clutch from Sicko to keep Renegades in it.
18-18. This map continues to show us some twists and turns.
Very messy round, some of these. Just a 3-man fight in towards CT side, you know. No util or anything, just all of the util was thrown earlier in the round. That's the thing, you know.
High pressure gameplay. Turning it into a touch of a scrap. Overtime vibes. This is the first double OT between these two teams since Extremesland 2019, when Renegades played under Greyhound. So that was almost a year ago now. That was last September, right?
Yeah. I think I casted that. Wait, what? Extremesland 2019, when Renegades
You
played
did. That was the land in
That's-
Sydney.
That's when, that wasn't their full lineup though. That was, didn't they have Ash playing for
Oh,
them?
they had White Girl Wasted.
Yeah.
They did.
That really count?
White Greyhound Wasted.
Does that really count when you have such a godly player standing in for you? I don't think so.
No comment on the matter. Well, I like to just leave a little bit of silence to raise the tension as we go into OT number 2. Got some of that epic music going on.
It's almost too much for me to bear.
She doesn't remember double OT, but she can confirm they won the LAN. White Girl Wasted. Who is White Girl Wasted?
I don't know. I
I've
was
never
there.
heard
I
of
was,
that
casting that match.
Well, I can tell you that she is the first female Australian player to win a Nats.
Does she have a HLTV page?
Oh, she does.
She does, yeah.
There you go. Go look her up.
Have you got an HLTV page?
Negative. I am not the first female player to have won an Oceanic Nats. And I never will be. Because White Girl Wasted has already done it.
Beautiful.
And that's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
Of course.
Overtime, what? Overtime, number 2.
My
First to 22.
name is Elfish Guy.
Too
Make
many
your
twos.
words.
Too many twos. DJ Elfish Guy on the mic.
He was just
Waka waka.
trying to spit some bars again.
That's right. Sicko mode for the final round of the first half of overtime did give Renegades another chance in this map. It's weird to be saying that though. When they were up 10-5, they also had something like 5 match points. Order have dug deep to get it to this point, but they may still yet not win the map. And even if they do, they have another map to play after this, so the going doesn't get too much easier for Order here. But they've looked good. They've looked like the team that will finish the map off in their favor. I'll say that much.
All right, into another OT. Been a while since we've seen an OT between these two teams, I feel. As the wonderful text guy has told us.
Renegades usually very good at closing. Let's see how the brackets control goes. Molly to dig. Malta going to bust out of Boiler, but he's mollied off. Okay, counter util comes through.
Yeah, very passive approach from Order. Not really contesting any of the parts of the map. Just playing back on the sides. Renegades do have that banana control. Jara drops the molly. Pushes Dexter forward. The flash in. Beautiful stuff from him and Ustillo, but only a 1-for-1. It's up to Ustillo to re-aggress.
Hats is quite low on HP though, so shouldn't really win that fight. Inns creeping over on the B site as well. Won't get that timing onto Valiance, but he has taken control of the site. Now, it's a numbers disadvantage. Sicko does have a smoke, so they should be able to get across and get that bomb plant
8
down, but
seconds.
they're going to have to be quick. Oh! They will just.
It's danger territory, but Order commit to the retake instead. Val didn't know where Ince was, didn't want to go attempt to bait.
Ince has been spotted.
Instead.
It's going to be on Sicko to have a very big round from Coffins, I feel. No utility. Renegades are going to have to shoot their way out of this one.
One flash.
First player to peek his way forward might actually struggle to win that duel with the AWP. He's going to peek the long angle. Inns dealing with Ustillo in the meanwhile. Sicko as of yet unspotted, and the numbers shift back in the favor of Renegades. That's round over. Ricky won't get it done. What a round from Inns in the end there to hold off that retake. Sicko had nothing to say on the matter. It was all Inns.
Thanks, Inns. Thanks, Mr. Inns.
Thanks for doing the job. Big fan.
Just skirted on his scooter.
You see Inns get wall banged through the fountain for like 2 HP.
I'm about as big of a fan as the fan to his back left there. It's pretty big.
Large fan. It is heating up in Australia.
Yep, got to get ready. Going to be, you know, 30, 40 every day.
Reaching the sweaty season. Renegades in for banana control, which has been handed to them this time. Order, no contest.
Yeah, they're again playing quite passively, just relying on the double loop setup to find those picks once Renegades start to put a couple toes out of line. Retake smoke in, but no Molotov or flash committed there from Order, just the one smoke. Both AWPs towards A. Ricky's up in the carps.
Yeah, he's been quite mobile. All
Actually,
over the
just
map.
gonna lead both of those AWPs towards A and rotate the riflers over to B.
Ali drops the molly at a nice time. This time he's ready for the smoke push from Dexter. He's done that before. And Ali adapts.
a good start to the round for Order, and it's quite late in the round even that things start to kick off. Only 40 seconds left here for Renegades, and they really have enjoyed leaving that timer ticking down to the dire stages, really. Look at all the utility that Order has to hold off this push again. It's one of those situations you just look at it and say, Order should win it from here. Throw all that utility in.
Flash comes through, Val goes down. Now Gyra has to fight for himself, and by this time, 4v4 though. Molly may just flush him. He starts to burn. He's gone down. Renegades fight for the man advantage and the B site too. Ints over the top, another. It's up to Ricky and Ali. Double AWP for the retake. It's looking unlikely here.
Yeah, you can't make that happen, surely not, unless Renegades make a mistake, which they won't. And I think a large issue for Order there was the majority of all of that utility was still on the rotate by the time Renegades actually made it into the bomb site. So a little bit too little, too late. Same for that kill for Ricky. Yeah, he gets one, but it doesn't matter. It's 16k OT. Renegades have got plenty of money, and they're going to be up to 20. Remember, looking for 22 now that we're into OT number 2. So it's quite important for Ricky and Alistair to save these guns. Make sure they can have the AWPs into the next round. But, I mean, Renegades, they seem to have knuckled down a little bit now into OT2.
It's that 16k OT. Don't think it really matters.
It does if you're going for double AWP every round and you lose them. So keeping those AWPs alive was actually crucial because they haven't won a round yet.
But I'm pretty sure Valiants and the other lads who just went for rifles would have been able to just drop the AWPs, right? So they had like 8k.
Potentially, depending on how the other rounds went.
I'm pretty sure it's fine. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Does it really matter? Nah.
Nah, it doesn't. Grand scheme, doesn't matter. Val, though, goes through to try to trade it out, and Ricky's going to be left solo. They realise he's alive, and they realise he hasn't gone with that double up over with the A site. So Renegades don't hit the accelerator, do what we've been seeing them do recently, and just slow things down.
Yeah, just that one smoke onto CT to try and draw out some util from Order. They draw out a push from Ricky. Sicko goes and picks up an additional smoke. So good stuff from him. Off angle here for Ricky. Ustilo's ready to swing as well.
Just looking for the info. Sicko. Not going to go for it, and it's the molly.
Very intelligent. Getting caught off guard by that mid-round push. Smoke gets chucked out there from Ustilo, who starts to make his way back towards A side. Smoke on dig side, as well as deep into jungle, indicates the jungle wrap to B. But Renegade's not really doing much of anything. Just sending Malta up there to keep the rotations honest. Keep Order guessing.
Might even get a bit of work done. Ustilo won't win the one-on-one.
Oh.
And that's even more problematic now for Order, because it's going to keep Alistair stuck on that A bomb site. In fact, Renegades are going to make their way back. They really do enjoy just running all over the place, don't they? Now that Malta dies, however, they have another idea. They've also heard that incendiary getting thrown in by Ricky. They know that's not a factor anymore. Ricky missing a shot. And Inns put him to bed. 12 seconds for the bomb plant. Plenty of time in the grand scheme of things, considering how late Renegades have left it in some rounds. Alistair won't win the duel, and did still have to win a couple more. So a clean half from Renegades. All 3 rounds go their way. Just one more to get to finish this series off 2-0.
Very solid half from them. And you can see that the call was, all right, let's send it back to A. Ali gets that one pick. They're like, okay, we don't want to run into Ali, not with this much time remaining. They'd already thrown the smokes to sell the fake at the B site and said, well, look, it's not a fake anymore. Let's go in. Ricky, he actually got 2 opportunities to try and tap those heads. But look, with the AWP from Newbox, it's just so hard to hit those headshots. Didn't get it done this time. Renegades, perfect calls throughout the round to lock down all 3 on the T side. And now they have 3 chances to close out. Order just playing for OT3.
See if Order can continue that T side streak that they started off in regulation. Not going so well so far. Ustilo gets isolated toward bracket. Already playing from a man deficit and minus 75 HP on Ricky. Not a whole lot of utility left over for Order either. Pressure's really mounting. Gonna reroute back towards B, try to make something happen over there. Malta's still got himself a smoke though. Ins with the counter flash ready.
.4v2 towards the B site. Order, let's see if they can trade it out. Smoke goes down at the perfect moment. Mulder playing close, and he's at the ready. Gun in hand. It's looking pretty good now for Renegades. Up to Ricky. 1v4. Oh, boys, I think we're done and dusted here.
Certainly looking that way, Mac. Ricky has the whole world on his shoulders here. Order's going to try and will him through this round, but 1-on-4 with 25 HP and 29 seconds left to play with. We all know this is just not going to happen. He would need a miracle, a rabbit to be pulled out of the hat here to win a round like this. And Dexter will finally finish it off for